Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy 005 Dynasty. And I just dropped a video yesterday talking about the MPC and the content creators and how, it's a sad world when it comes to, musicians and musical producers and just artists alike. And they're not really artists anymore. They're just settling to become YouTube famous. They want to be YouTubers. They don't want to be an artist. They don't want to really get out there and do the work to be artists, but they'll do these videos and they know people are going to come and watch them because this is society. This is the world now. So, I'm not a content creator, man. I'm not, man. I'm not going to sit there and stage my room to look a certain way or my studio to look a certain way so I can make video on certain products because I know people are going to come and do Google search or do YouTube searches and find my video so I can get likes and views and hopefully get monetization money. And I want to be a real artist in the industry, man. Or make my own industry. How about that? I'm saying make my own way in this game. Have people come to me, come to my platform. Yeah, you could Google search me, 005dynasty.com. Yeah, I got my own. So, yeah. So, as you can see, I did a search because I'm working on a new song, and this song, man, I love it, man. It's not even done yet. It's a reference. Basically, it's a rough draft of it. No mixing has been done. So, over the years of me trying to learn how to create music, I figured out a way of basically learning how to make a full song without even mixing. So, and just started from scratch and get whether it's a piano or whether it's some strings and or an oboe or flute or trumpet or whatever it is, whatever I start with, I tend to make a song first without even mixing. So my next stage will be to start mixing it down and getting it to sound like my Ghost Wave sound, that airy, like hip hop, cinematic hip hop style. So, and that's what's going to be next with the song. But for a long time, people were saying like, oh, you need to learn keys. And I see some people playing keys, and I was like, I'm going to learn the piano. So I started practicing the piano. But another thing, one part about practicing the piano is learning what the piano, that's like the core functionality of a piano, and learning all the keys and what tones is inside of each key. You know what I'm saying? So the F and the G and the A, the B, the C, you know what I mean? So I'm in the process of learning how to make music from scratch. Okay. That's the process. And now I have it to the point where I can, okay? So I made the beat in F major. I made it in F major. And one cool part about me making it in F major is I'm out of the key of C, number one. Most people beats are in C because they don't really know what they're doing. But another thing is, while I was making the beat, I moved over to G major, but it wasn't a chord progression move. It was just basically inside of that one loop, which is the chorus loop, or you know what I'm saying, or maybe the first instance of a cinematic song. F major is the main progression, the main, pad progression I made, right? But then the piano switches to G major that sits over the top of that. And now when I'm creating the song, right, I'm literally looking at the piano and I'm working up and down. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing 4/3, right? Or whatever, right? And I jumped to G with the piano, not even knowing really. It was just a feel. It was an emotion of me when I'm playing the keys out. And then I was like, now I look down at the keys, I'm like, oh, this is G. This is a G. You know what I'm saying? So most people they'll do a beat in C major and they'll stay in C the whole thing. They don't change the key. And most people will tell you change the key when you change a progression. Basically, like when you're going from the chorus to the verse, you might want to change the key. Or when you're going from the chorus to the bridge you might want to change the key. And they're using chord progressions. I'm changing the key inside of my main loop or loops. 'Cause I make more than one loops for the song. I make a loop for basically the chorus, and I'm making a loop for the verses. Sometimes two loops for the verses, like melody wise, like a change, and then one for the bridge, one for the intro, one for the outro. This is all the stuff that's in my mind as I'm making a song. I'm trying to build emotion right with the record. So I did a search. I wanted to like see something. So my search was, what is a good key to change from F to? Change from F major. I think that's what I said. Something like that, right? So can I go back? Okay. Like what is a good key to change from F major, right? And the search came back and it said G major. And it said, as it's a close relative key, only a single half step away, making a smooth transition by using the dominant chord C if F to lead to the new key of G. Another common choice is to move to the relative minor, D minor, which shares the same key signature as F major, allowing a seamless change. Now, for me, I know what D major is, and I know D minor. I know the keys that's in D minor. I know how to count them now. That's the beautiful part about me just taking the time to learn music. So now, and I know G major, okay? I know C major. I know it. And you know what I'm saying? I know how to count 4-3, or I know how to count 3-4. And then go up and down, move my fingers up and down the scale. I know how to move up the scale correctly move from, what's wrong? Love you too. And move, you feel okay? Okay. I know how to move from, let's say, F3 to F4. I know how to move up a full octave with one hand playing the keys, you know what I'm saying? So since I know how to move up and down the octaves, as I'm counting, I know all the keys that's inside of each chord progression, right? So I'm just saying all that to say this, man. The song is an F major that I'm making, but I'm going to have some changes. I'm going to change the key. Maybe once, maybe twice. It depends when I go from maybe the chorus to the bridge and stuff like that. But inside of my main loop, there's already key changes in there. The main melody that sits under everything is F major. And some of the stuff that plays over the top of the F major to fill up the whole soundscape is G major. And it's making such a beautiful sound. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because when I was looking at all the Kai MPC 3.0 update videos yesterday, I didn't see nobody talking about stuff like that, man. Because they're not really schooling and teaching you guys as if they're real teachers or college professors or anything like that, or like somebody who has a musical school. So what are they really teaching y'all? They're teaching y'all workflow? Like they're teaching you, this you can put your finger on the screen and move now to automate the sound. What? You didn't even know the fundamentals of music, and that's what bothers me, man. That these people could get away with giving y'all garbage content, man, because they know your mind is not even thinking on that level. Your minds are not even thinking on making real music, man. You think you're making real music, but you don't even understand the chord progressions from a piano, or how do you do chord progressions on a guitar or a bass guitar or playing a saxophone or trumpet. These are the instruments that when you sit down and you touch your keyboard, these are real life real life instruments that are in the world, man. When you're sampling from like the old school soul records, or you sampling from country records, or you sampling from somebody over in Italy who did like saxophone and trumpet record and stuff like that, those people know how to make the music from scratch. And you're going to go and sample from them, and you have no idea of what you're really sampling. But you're dope and you're ill and you have the greatest mind in the world and nobody can mess with your beats because you know how to sample because you're using a sampling machine that's turning into something else. MPC is turning into something else. You can't even call it as just a sampler anymore, man. There's so many sampling devices out there in the world. What is the MPC? It's a bunch of just digital workflow tools, man. That's what it is. MPC has turned into just digital workflow tools, and nobody's giving you knowledge on how to actually create music, man. Like create music. That's my problem, man. Like where are the musicians at, man? I don't care, man. If you're using an MPC and you got a keyboard attached to it, or if you're just using the sounds inside of it, where's your musicianship at? I don't see none of y'all being musicians, man. I see y'all sampling, taking, stealing. And I see the content creators throwing all this garbage content at you, and none of y'all even blinking or bat an eye at it. You just take it all in, like, yeah, this is the way, man. This is the way. This is how we all gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna, yeah. What? Y'all are weird, man. Y'all are weirdos, man. Y'all not even thinking about doing a search like what I just did just now. So in my head, without even looking at the screen, I already got in my mind what progressions to go to now. And I wouldn't even think like D minor would be a good thing to go from F major. But now I have it in my head though. So when I go back to the studio and I start working on the song again, I'm like, all right. So when I transition from the chorus going into the bridge after the second verse, should I go to D minor? Does that give my song the feel that it needs for the bridge? Or should I go to G major? Or should I go to C major and then from C major go into G major? You know what I'm saying? So the song is played in F major. So as soon as I drop out of the chorus to go into the bridge, should that first note start with C major and then progress into G major, back into F major? So I wouldn't even have to, I would just have to, coming out of G major, I would just have to make sure that the notes at the end of that sequence, at the end of that pattern, they lead me back into the chorus, which is F major. So it just have to lead me, like as I'm playing a chord progression or a melody, it has to go back into F major. That's playing in my mind as I'm creating the music, creating a song, and also writing the lyrics. I do the first loop, but I start writing the chorus already. I start writing the first verse already without even having the whole song even laid out. Basically the whole instrumental. I don't even have the whole instrumental done, and I'm already writing a song to it, man. That's how much of a musician and artist I'm trying to be, man. And I'm not the best. I'm not saying I never told anybody I'm the best in the world at any of this stuff. But what I'm telling you guys is I'm trying, man. And these people, these content creators, they're not trying. If they trying, they wouldn't even be making. How do you have time in your life to sit there and do all this content stuff if you're really trying to make bangers and make hit records or basically create your own genre of music, your own style, your own way, and get away from what everybody else is doing? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. You know what they're going to do? They're going to make a beat the same way they've been making the beat and say, I'm putting in work. You're not putting in work. If you sampling off of vinyl, you're not putting in no work, man. Let's be totally honest, man. That's not no work. That's not, come on, man. That's not no work. You know what I'm saying? If you playing from scratch on your MPC to make a beat, or maybe you got another keyboard, you're bringing sounds in, and you just play a piano, a bass line, and you might add some strings, you ain't putting in no work either, man. Even if you do an original, because you're not. That's just you. Everything is mono. Everything is sitting down the center. You know how many beats I hear you guys? All your beats are basically in mono, but you think it's stereo. It's mono, man. Everything is sitting down the middle. Everything. You got your drums down the middle. You got your piano down the middle. You got your keys down the middle. You got your pad down the middle. You got your percussion down the middle. Everything is down the middle, man. Nobody's doing full stereo. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I was listening to music. I listened to one of my songs I did, 2 years ago, whatever. And I had put on one of my speakers. They call studio monitors, right? Reference monitors. They're for mixing, right? Mixing music. I had put on one speaker, and I'm listening to my song, and half the song is missing. Because the other half is on the other. It's on the other. It's on the other speaker. Because you got to have both speakers to play. I'm like, so if I had one speaker and I want to play my song, the lyrics are not. I can't even hear the lyrics. Some of the lyrics are just disappearing. Some of the hi-hats are disappearing. The snares disappearing. Some things are disappearing because they're on the other speaker because it's a left channel and right channel. So how do you fix that problem? How can you listen to your song on one speaker? People don't even know that. They have when you're doing it in full stereo. How do you get your stuff to sound legit on one speaker, but it's still full stereo? So if you put your song on one speaker and then you hear it clear as day, everything, all the sounds. But then when you put it on both speakers, it even sounds even wider, man, because you got the speakers at a 45-degree angle. It sounds really boomy, like boom, like not. It sounds really like full, thick, right? Come on, man. Like it's a lot to go with music when you're doing it from scratch, man. That's what these people don't tell you. They don't tell you none of this stuff, man. I saw the guy, what's his name? Andy Mack. He's doing a video about the MPC 3.0 update, and he just ran through a beat. And he ran through that beat so fast, and he's like, saying, "Oh, I'm going to add a pad. Oh, I'm going to add this. I'm going to add that." Just because I know what he's doing, because I do music from scratch, like literally just sit at the keyboard and have nothing in front of me, don't even know what I'm going to do. So, but I know that I need to get a nice full thick sound, and I know the different steps. So there's all the stuff that he was saying, I understood it. But what about the people who just sampled the day long? They have no idea what he just said. They have no idea of that song structure. So, but why he didn't break it down and teach them that? Because that's not their goal, man. Their goal is to get you to go buy the MPCs and worry about these updates of workflow, digital workflows. That's their goals are. It's not their goals is not to teach you music theory, man. They don't even care if you make a banger. They just trying to get you to stay focused on their product. My mindset is I want you guys to break out of this stuff and go make bangers, man. I want you to chart on billboards. I want you to get your stuff in films. And I want you to get original content in films, movies, television shows, jingles, commercials, video games. I don't want you sampling. This your boy 005 Dynasty, man. Y'all hate me, you don't like me, but I'm trying to help you guys, believe it or not. And don't forget to Google me.